Hey nerd, do you remember Golden Axe?
Of course I remember Golden Axe. We had that shit on the Sega Smash Pack for the PC back in the day.
Yeah, didn't we pick that up for Dad on Father's Day?
I believe so. It was circa 2000 or something. Strangely enough, I think we got that at an Office Max.
Who's Office Max?
Golden Axe was launched in America on the Sega Genesis on December 29th, 1989.
What about the Japanese launch date?
We're Americans, fuckhead. We don't care about the Japanese launch date.
But
Golden Axe was the first in a series of beat-em-ups on the Sega Genesis, a genre where players move to the right and punch things. Unlike its contemporaries, Golden Axe had a medieval setting, reminiscent of Conan the Barbarian, or that one Hercules show Kevin Sorbo starred in before he lost all relevance.
What about Xena Warrior Princess? Also, didn't both of those come out years after Golden Axe?
1. Xena is a woman. We don't talk about women on this channel. And 2, I don't care.
Bro, one of the 3 playable characters is a woman, and she's significantly better than Axe Battler.
Axe Battler? You mean Ass Battler. That dude literally has axe in his name, but he fights with a claymore. And that claymore makes me look well endowed. At least Tears has some combat competence.
She really does, and she also has the most powerful magic in the game, while remaining the fastest playable character.
Yeah, she really does shit on Axe Battler, but so does Gilius. Somehow, the shortest guy on the team manages to have the longest range as well as deal the most raw damage.
The short guys always be bragging about their long range, if you know what I mean. At least this short king has the power to back it up.
I'm going to ignore everything you just said. Axe Battler is supposed to be the happy medium, but Gilius and Tiras just completely outdo everything he tries.
We should probably explain how magic works. After all, it's a pretty unique mechanic.
You kick the shit out of the blue midgets and steal their vases, and the magic damages all the enemies on the screen. There isn't much more to it.
Little people. What about the rideable monsters?
There are 3 rideable monsters, and they're all more annoying than they are useful.
It's almost like we forgot to write these mechanics into the script.
It's almost like fuck you.
Wanna remind me the story of the game again? Why are they even fighting?
Why are you looking for a story in a beat-em-up from the 80s? I don't know. I think they all want to kill Death Adder after he added their friends and family to the death toll. Get it? Death Adder? It's his name.
Nerd, Death Adder's a snake from Australia, not a weird math problem.
Wait, really?
No, dumbass. Australia isn't real.
After replaying this game from our childhood, I think I've come to realize that I've had the theme from the first level stuck in my head for the past 25 years. You feel me?
No.
Okay, hear me out. Do 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 do.
Oh shit, now I'm remembering that one song that kind of sounds like Twilight Zone. It's like do 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 do.
Bro, whenever I'm camping, I hear this stupid thief's theme.
Okay, I've had enough.
I suppose we should talk about the gameplay of this cheese fest. We literally titled this video the cheesiest beat 'em up on the Genesis.
You're telling me hack and slash isn't complicated? I never would have thought.
I'm not even talking about that. Do you remember the amount of bullshit we pulled?
Yeah, the dash attack spam that stunned every enemy, knocking enemies into pits, or even manipulating spawns.
We killed the final boss with dash spam.
Is it even possible without it? Seemed like the game was forcing us to do that.
I don't know, but considering the playable character's tiny ass damage box and the enemy's massive damage boxes, the screen dead zone where you could get cucked out of items and also get hit off screen by the enemies, and other vast amounts of bullshittery this game pulled on us, do you really want to try it legit?
No, to be honest, I enjoy the little bit of sanity that I have, and I don't really know what legit playing would look like.
We use the tools given to us by the devs, but it is crazy just how much we could cheese nearly every single encounter.
Some of the enemies even use the same tactics on us. Did we learn from them?
Of course not. I've been throwing people off cliffs since Double Dragons on the NES. This game just made it the meta strategy.
Well, at least we didn't use in-game settings to increase our health.
Bro, it felt like the game didn't even want us to use our combos. The fat-ass hammer guys just horny bonk you if you get too close to them, and even if you get a combo off on them, they just get back up and smack you. So it really doesn't make too much sense to fight at close range, and this doesn't change for really any other enemy.
Yeah, though if we could combo them to death easily, it would make the game even cheesier.
I'll agree with you there, but this also goes back to the damage box differences, as well as how attack priorities work. Even just getting into attack range too frequently results in getting smacked around like a bitch. Dash attacks seem to have both the highest priority and the least risk, making it the most valuable attack. It is literally the meta move.
We even tried using the other moves, but the enemies always seem to have a way to avoid or counter before we even hit them. The skeletons were the worst about this, even though they could easily be tricked into walking off cliffs.
The skeletons were retarded, but somehow they had the most tricks up their sleeves. They were able to frequently use dash attacks, as well as the helm splitter and a basic combo. Essentially, everything we could use minus the magic. In fact, of the non-boss enemies, they might actually just have the largest moveset. That's because most enemies just seem to have dash attacks and combos to varying degrees of power. This makes the enemy variety feel pretty bland.
The boss enemies also feel mid now that you say that. Death Adder definitely would have been the easiest boss if it wasn't for the two nearly invincible dick-riding skeletons. You know, nerd, even though we have all these fond memories of the game, it really wasn't that good.
I know. I feel like even the other beat-em-ups from that era held up better mechanically and graphically.
I really did like the swords and sorcery setting. It made the game stand out from the other typical inner city thug punchers that we were playing around this time.
So, now as an adult, after all these years, and having played the game and finally beaten it, how do you feel about Golden Axe?
I feel embarrassed. Like, as kids, we should have been smart enough to beat this cheesy ass game at least once.
You know, we kinda sucked at video games.
And we still do.